If you are a distributor of knowledge, please at this time allow your pride, ego, and demons to leave you at this moment. I was called to do what I'm doing. I have the scars, the gifts, and the reputation to prove it. You control, mislead, and even lie to yourself. But once your false dopamine wears off and the spirits go away, you have a choice. What you do is solely up to you. I don't have anything to say. I've done enough. I've changed the world from the gutters of hell. I'm just fulfilling my final obligations.
Spiritual warfare is an ongoing struggle between good and evil, where believers are called to stand firm against the schemes of the devil. This battle is not fought with physical weapons, but through faith, truth, righteousness, and other spiritual armaments provided by God. Ephesians 6:10-17 outlines this armor, emphasizing that we must be strong in the Lord and rely on His might to withstand spiritual attacks. Just as we wear clothes daily for protection and modesty, we must don our spiritual attire consistently. Are you shielded by faith?
Yo, it's been a while, hasn't it? I miss y'all, man. Not really. I see y'all all the time. I've been watching y'all. And a lot of people have been watching me as well. As you can see, my home is no longer in the black mecca of the U.S. My time, I wouldn't say it's up there, but it's really drawn to an end, drawn to a close. But I have relocated. I'm no longer in Atlanta anymore. The things that I've endured up until this point, as far as just getting to where I am, it's like I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I've done impossible after impossible after impossible through God. I've changed the minds of people on earth. It was times where people were pretty matter of fact when it came to certain knowledge. I believe that's all that people really want, because that's the only thing you really can't buy. You can get books and shit like that, but it's still gonna be altered in a way. You could, even the Egyptian books, altered, edited. The scriptures, altered, edited. Our history itself, obviously, it's a lot of things that I brought up over the years. Even back when I was kind of doing my thing, when I kind of changed the music, changed the fashion. As you look around you, at this point, I gotta kind of lay it all out there because of the things that have been put against me, not to even be able to breathe or walk. Or people seeing me outside, people seeing me surviving a murder attempt. It's a lot of shit I could kind of go through, but it is what it is, bro. I've learned that at this point, people probably won't share anything that I have to say because they're not the co-conspirators of what I'm saying. It's got to be like profound or out of the box, and they'll just take it and reteach it and just reap the reward. That's really what I understand that matters to most people. On my journey, the attacks were amped up at every stage of progression or even degression. Even at this time, I understand how the enemy attacks. I will be making a lot of different videos over the course of the format that I have in mind, and what I have in store is pretty unique, and I'm pretty sure it'll be entertaining and informative. From the sickness, the attacks on your life, the major blackballing, your family afraid because they see what's against you, and I can't blame them. It's like, if you see what's attacking you, and we go places and just in general, the people that's around us, if you understand what's going on, you're gonna side with the enemy, because you to be in any situation where you could lose your life, or lose an arm, or lose your car mess. You know what I'm saying? And I don't blame a lot of my family for that. Sabotage at work. I was working, and the HR didn't have a good relationship because of the security tried to set me up, and I stood my ground, and I didn't get fired because I was a good worker. It was a very interesting situation, but she ended up hiring a worker that was autistic, and I do the fingers, the bunny fingers, and he was solely directed at me, asking me questions, just doing little bullshit, trying to get me to retaliate. And it's a situation to where if you tell somebody in management, obviously they're gonna be like, ignore it, don't worry about it, it's something wrong with them. But how much longer is somebody going to be able to get away with, you get what I'm saying? Like, they're so strategic how they do things. And of course, I had a situation with them. It boiled over. It got really bad, and it's pretty much, it hasn't been that bad ever since. But just little stuff like that. I used to work for a company where I stopped the human trafficking, and I was set up to where the woman I work with, they'll pair you with people. I got paired with somebody where we went somewhere, and she asked me to go get something out of a room, and I wasn't even realizing that I wasn't supposed to do it. I did it, ended up getting suspended, and like 2 weeks prior I had stopped the human trafficking, and ended up eventually like leaving the job. At this time, I kind of understand the other nations stories and the holders of knowledge, but are easy to kind of dismiss like a child. The whole premise of the conversation, when you talk to somebody that's opposite race, it's going to be disingenuous, because once you start talking like stuff that's real, they always do three things. They always say, well, or they always say, I feel like, or they always repeat what you say, but like in a sarcastic way, or say some kind of sarcastic that doesn't have anything to do with it. You know what I mean? So I kind of figured that out. And this is for the smartest of the other race, or the dumbest of the other race. They always do the same thing. So I always said, like, when you talk to them, it's kind of like talking to like a little kid or something. It's like, okay, man, it's like, I'm just going to let you, pump your chest up, and then I'll go on about my business. This realm, for the most part, is full of imposters, progenitors, magicians, for the most part. They always try to replace you, take away your spirit, and try to bypass all your sleepless months, the opportunities you were rejected, the pain that just made you who you are. They want to become you without really experiencing who you are as a person. Most are looking to get their glory from others and not from God. And when you realize how little time we have in this realm, when you realize how easily your life could be taken away from you, if you have been in any situations that have meant to destroy you, and you possibly even saw the plan beforehand, and you were fortunate enough to be able to still function, and you see the people on the streets, you see the people in your family who are just defeated, and the people who still just go to great lengths to remain vigilant and just being destructive. How cowardly the world has become, it really humbles you. And if you could look back and see how strong you have become, it makes you more and more desirable, but less accessible, if that makes sense. We all have our stories. I mean, just look at social media, bro. The one thing you could always share is your story. It's kind of like metaphorical, and instead of your own book, you're just observing someone else's. And you could lose yourself if you go into anything with a childlike mind and heart. Your story will be highlighted, and you could find corrections and your experiences instead of doing a side-by-side comparison of someone else's story where you pretty much learn nothing, bro. Everyone thinks the world pretty much revolves around them, and instead of kind of understanding they're just pieces to a puzzle. And this place is really not that complex. And the other nations are notorious for, always having some type of groundbreaking, bright idea that no one ever asked for, and always has nothing attached to it. It's usually something disingenuous, like I always say, naive, and hindering ultimately in a spiritual way. Eventually, it kind of implodes. It might seem cool at first, even though nobody needed it, but down the line, it always kind of, the Most High is something else. I used to think the devil was clever, and I've kind of figured out he's really unoriginal and repetitive and basically insane. No matter where I go, I could probably go to Mars underwater. He always gonna move the same, act the same. Big city, small city, it doesn't matter. It's really no helping his people, which probably like 98% of his people are, well, I just say that 98% of people walking around are pretty much under his hand. And it's very easy for me to maneuver because I know how dumb the devil is. He thinks he's like a crutch, but he's really just a stepladder, at least for me. And like I say, when dealing with these other nations, 9 times out of 10, the conversation will be based on manipulation, cherry picking, and just pretty much changing the narrative to what they want it to be. And that's really, psychological. It's a lot of manipulation anyway. That's pretty much what Satan uses. It's a lot of magic. They just want you to conform to their ideologies, give them a heads up, and they're pretty. It's a pretty weak, man. They're just weak. Our people of all are the hardest to deal with because of the jealousy. It's hard to tell who's really a soldier and who's really like a double agent, who's really with you, because our people are so jealous. They're jealous and they kind of hate who they are. I think the devil pretty much infected our people. Our people got it really bad. I mean, me being in Atlanta and people being around me, seeing the things, I could pretty much fucking heal somebody. I could heal 5 people in front of people, and the next day, a nigga, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I got stories on that shit too. I'm gonna get into that probably later on. I learned that the things that you enjoy ultimately are the things that the evil pretty much targets. And you always have demons around you. There are portals everywhere, from your phones to TVs. If you get rid of spirits by fasting or praying, or any way you do it, you can easily get 50 more. You get rid of, it's like it doubles. If you get rid of 10 spirits in a month, if you clean and you fuck up, 100 more will come, bro. So if you have dreams and it's like you in a mall or a stadium and there's a lot of people in there, I got some bad news for you, buddy. You got a lot to deal with. I got some detailed videos of subjects coming based on my battles, based on what I've understood to get where I am. I'll be doing these videos. I might even do some reactions, It depends. I obviously, have been growing with my music, which my music page got fucking hacked. On top of a lot of other shit, bro. It was so much shit going on. Nigga scammed me out of $2,000, a white dude. On top of just a lot of shit, man. I mean, it is what it is. I ain't really tripping. It make me strong. But the irony is, everything's perfect timing. Your chains are breaking. And I'm pretty much thankful to be in good health, be strong, handsome, confident, wise, understanding. I'm moving forward. A lot of validation will start to fade for creators who quote unquote expose others when all they do is promote someone you never heard of, promote a label, promote a situation to distract you, and promote degeneracy ultimately. A lot of things are coming to light. A lot of creators who just do certain things because creators now are the new TV. Television is no longer, what people abide by. So I was the one who brought out the how the YouTube and everything was full of just a bunch of people who are in the entertainment industry that have backing bodies, companies who were infiltrated, who were small at first but sold out. But that's a whole nother thing. People are gonna start leaving these groups altogether. These online, things that just boost self-esteem, that just give them a Zenkai boost. People are gonna start leaving that. They want results. The music industry is done. The malls, the parks, the birthday parties. Remember the sleepovers we used to have? The gaming, the theme parks, the wrestling. Shit, school even obsolete because the jobs are pretty much going digital and robotic pretty soon. If you go downtown, all the businesses are shut down. The writing's on the wall, but I guess you gotta put it in Braille or something. And in the end, we all have a choice. And I would say if you are doing something that will harm your soul or just yourself in general, just ask yourself, bruh, is it worth it? Think about it. Just ask yourself, bruh, is it worth it, bruh? It's over.